Hey, 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 what's up? What's up, people? Good afternoon. What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. How all of you are doing? This me, Ben the Messenger. I'm back on here with another topic, another message, another video today. Title of this video is going to be about this is about parents. This is about parents uh for out here, for all the ones that stay in apartment complexes and you cool, laid back or whatever, you stay to yourself, just like how I am, and you deal with these uh parents that allow their kids to run around, be unruly, and be disrespectful and disrespect people's houses and don't check their kids. But then when someone says something to the child, or if you go and try to talk to the parent and be a mature adult about it, they want to argue and they want to act ignorant. This is what this is about. I see this all the time out here, right? Where I live at. Um, I tell you, you got some of these parents that feel like that they kids do no wrong. They do no wrong. They feel like that they kids do no wrong, and they feel like that they children can just do whatever they want to do. See, one thing about it, kids reflect their parents. Kids that's disrespectful and that talk crazy and that cuss out grown folks and unruly and goes around here just being a troublemaker, causing trouble. Oftentimes, they get this type of stuff from their parents. It's usually kind of how the parents are. Now, not always, because the parents can try to teach. I know sometimes you can try to teach children, you can try to teach kids, teach them morals, teach them the best way that you can. And sometimes kids just gonna do what they want to do. But oftentimes, kids get a lot of stuff from their parents. If kids see their parents cussing a lot, doing stuff, acting up, being disrespectful to other people, they gonna pick up on that and they gonna think that it's okay to act that way or that it's appropriate to act that way. And like I said, you got some of these parents that a lot of, we live in a generation, a time to where a lot of parents be trying to be their child's friend. You got a lot of parents that tries to be their child's friend and that tries to be friends with their own kids instead of being a parent, instead of raising the kids the way that the kids need to be raised, instead of raising them to be uh uh respectful and raising them up to be respectful young men and women and young adults. I see nowadays, man, little kids be like 8, 9, 10 years old, cussing. They be out here cussing, be rapping rap music, cussing. It's like I just be like, why do they parents allow for them to do this and talk like this and listen to stuff like that at that age? Because I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that when I was that age. I just like, like we all did stuff when we were children. I wasn't that long ago a kid. I hadn't been grown that long at all. I'm only 24. But this is a different generation, man. This is a different time and a different uh generation. It's like, and it's like these parents, they allow for their kids to run around people's houses, beat on doors and take off running. You got some kids that do that. You got some kids that go around people's houses, peeing around people's houses. I had that happen to me 2 years ago, back in 2023, when I first moved out here. This kid, he was in the back of my door peeing on my door. This little boy looked like he had to been about maybe 11, 12. And I could tell he one of these unruly bad kids, because I would see him out here all the time cussing with other kids, doing stuff, stay in trouble, doing things. And I caught him peeing, and I came out and I just looked at him like, what are you doing? Like, why are you around my house peeing on the side of my house, man? When you got a home, when you can go home and use your bathroom. It's just like, and then the thing is, like, if you say something to these kids, the first thing that come out their mouth is they gonna go and get their mamas and their daddies, and then you got to deal with that. Or they may try to buck up on you and talk crazy to you. And it's just like, man, nobody really has time for that. They're like, these parents need to start checking their kids and start correcting their kids in a bad behavior. Because one thing about it, if you don't control, for all you parents out there that uphold and allow for your kids to be disrespectful and think that they can just do what they want to do and there's no consequences, they're in for a rude awakening. Because one thing about it, if you don't handle your child, if you don't deal with them kids, society would deal with them. The world would deal with them. The police will deal with them. And we all know how that goes. Especially when police deal with black children. I'm just gonna say that. It's like, and then when you try to go and talk to the parent and pull the parent aside and have a one-on-one conversation with the parent, they want to act stupid with you. They want to try to argue with you and try to fuss and fight with you and get smart with you and all this and that. And it's like, it's just, that's why the kids act how they act, because of these parents. The parents are retarded and stupid and crazy acting. So that's why the kids act like that. Where you think these kids get all this bad mouth cussing and talking crazy and disrespectfulness from? Because the parents are disrespectful. It's all about how the kids were raised and how they raised up. That's why I say, man, some parents are unfit parents. Some people don't need to have children because they don't know how to raise them. They don't know how to raise them, and they don't know how to teach them right from wrong. And it be like that. And it's like, it be like that at these schools sometimes. You got these kids that be cutting up at these schools. They be acting a plumb fool, cussing, talking crazy, disrupting the classrooms, while the teachers are in the classrooms trying to teach kids that want to learn. Then you got these old knucklehead kids, man. You be having these old knuckleheaded kids that come up in there disrupting the classroom, talking back. The teacher tell them to be quiet. They don't want to be quiet. They want to be the class clown. They trying to make everybody laugh. They trying to be funny. So the teacher put them out of the classroom. And then it's like, when the parents come up there, you got these parents, they want to cuss the teachers out, go off on the teachers. They want to go off on the principals and everybody else. But it's like, you need to check your child. You need to check your child. Your child is in the wrong. Your kid is in the wrong. You got some of these parents that feel like that they kids don't do nothing, and that ain't right. You can't just allow and uphold your children in they wrongdoing. And then you have some of them, they'll tell when the teachers try to explain to the kid, to the parents, hey, he got mad because I took his phone from him, or she got mad because I took her phone from him, and we were doing math, and she couldn't have her phone out in class. You got some parents that will literally be like, well, if she wanted her phone, you should have gave her phone. He didn't like the way you was yelling at him and this and that and all that. When the teacher wasn't yelling at him, the teacher just told him to stop doing what he's doing. And the fact is, the little boy or the little girl didn't like the fact that the teacher told them to stop doing something. So they became very defiant and stubborn and being disrespectful. It's like, and besides, these are kids. These are children. They're not grown. They need to learn to respect authority and learn to listen to what authority and grown people say and what grown folks tell them. You got some of these parents, man, that be wanting to be their child's friend. You got some parents, they be smoking. They be smoking with their kids. Kids be like 14, 15 years old. I've seen it. You got some parents that smoke with their kids. It's sad. It's sad the type of world and the type of generation that we live in right now. It really is. You got these parents that be wanting to be their child friend instead of being their parent. Being their child friend, trying to be their friend or whatever, trying to be their buddy, that ain't gonna help them. Because like I said, hey, this world will eat them alive. This world will eat them up because they're gonna go out here into the world, into the real world, and they gonna feel entitled. They gonna think that they can't be touched. They gonna have that mentality that consequences and rules don't equivalent to them like it does other people, but it does. And they go out here and they do something or say something to the wrong person on the wrong day at the wrong time and at the wrong place, and some of them are going to get dealt with either by another civilian, either by some civilians or the police out here. Raise your kids, handle your children, handle your kids before society handles your children. And once the legal system and the law and the government gets involved in it, and once these white folks get their hands on your black child and get them caught up in the system, it's over with. So that's all I wanted to say. If anyone liked this video, like always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share a comment down below. And thank all of y'all for watching me and supporting my channel. I really appreciate y'all. And until then, I will see y'all with another video. Peace out. Been the messenger.